What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our Big 12 football channel. Our 2020 FPI breakdowns continue with the Texas Longhorns. Again, ESPN has updated their FPI rankings for the upcoming 2020 college football season, and we're going to show you what they think about Texas, what their odds are to win the Big 12 championship, their odds to make it to the college football playoff, and then we'll also look at the schedule at each individual game and what the projection is for those matchups. So let's get right into it. Texas Longhorns are the number 11 team according to the FPI. They have a 19.6 rating. Again, according to the FPI, that means on a neutral field against an average opponent, Texas would win by 19.6 points. A pretty good number there. So now we move on, and with that 19.6 FPI rating, what is the projected record for this Texas team? And again, they were right there close with Oklahoma. The projection, though, is 9.5 and 3.1. And I tell you what is interesting, that they are, right there with Oklahoma. They're Oklahoma's 10, Texas is 11. But Oklahoma's projected to win 0.6 more games, probably because they don't have LSU on the schedule, and that is a big reason why I think Texas is closer to 9-3 than they are to 10-2. They've got that tough non-conference matchup. They only have a 1.3% chance of going undefeated, winning out. Again, that schedule is pretty tough. You got all the Big 12 games plus LSU on the road, and I'm going to show you that schedule in just a second. See what the FBI thinks about that matchup between the Tigers and Longhorns. But again, not much chance to go undefeated, and that would include the regular season and then also the conference championship game. Their odds to win out, to make it to a bowl game, to get to 6 wins, 99.6%. So they are almost guaranteed to at least get to a bowl game, and I think most people would be shocked. I know Texas has had some letdowns the last few years, but not making a bowl game after they've consistently at least gotten to the point where they're winning, close to 10 games, that would be a huge disappointment. So, it would be a shock if they didn't make it to a bowl game. So the FBI, there's no division, so the FBI has no way to give you a number to win a division. So basically what we can do is say, what are their chances to get to the Big 12 championship game? And there's not an exact number, but when you take the 9.5 and 3.1, you add the 1 and the 6 up, that tells you that they have roughly a 60% chance of making it to the Big 12 championship game. So better than a 50-50 shot. And then they have a 38.6% chance of winning the Big 12 championship game. So 38.6, that's a pretty high number. Oklahoma was up there around 40%, and then you had Oklahoma State around 10%. Those are the 3 contenders, and that really lines up with what I have been saying all off season. So the FBI definitely agrees with me there. But yeah, pretty big number there for Texas, 38.6%. How about the college football playoff? A 10.4% chance to make the playoff. That is a pretty significant number. That's a pretty big number in my opinion. You've got Oklahoma, they were at 15%. So Texas not far behind. You had a team like Auburn, who is ahead of Oklahoma. They're about 10%. So again, the path is there for Texas. If that game against LSU is going to mean a lot. But yeah, they've got a shot according to the FBI, and they've even got a 3.3% chance of winning a national championship. They had a lot of injuries last year. A lot of younger guys got some experience. Sam Ehlinger is coming back. Who knows? Maybe this could be a special season for Texas. Nobody really saw it coming for LSU last year. Maybe Texas could be that team this year. Who knows? And how about their chances of winning a national championship? A 1% chance. So not a big number there. Just a 1% chance that this team wins it all. But most teams are down in the single digits. you've got Alabama, Oklahoma, and Clemson. Those teams are up pretty high. But there's a pretty big drop-off after those teams where it's down closer to 5% or less. So 1% is not bad when you consider all the teams and all the contenders in college football. But let's get into the schedule now. And here it is. You've got 2 games where they're going to be underdogs. And there's that LSU game. Just a 30% chance to win that game. And again, the schedule is pretty tough for Texas. They also play South Florida. I know they were down a lot last year, but typically that's a pretty good team. So that's interesting that they play those 2 games right out of the gates. And then you got Oklahoma, 48.4%, so basically a 50-50 game. That game, according to the FBI, could really go either way. Their next toughest game is going to be at the end of the year on the road at Oklahoma State, just a 59% chance to win that game. So that's close to a 50-50 game as well. You've got Kansas in there, 93%, UTEP 99%. So those should be easy wins. Let's see. Kansas State, Texas Tech, and TCU all around 76, 77%. Texas is going to be a clear favorite. Look at Baylor though, 85%. I think that shows you what the FPI thinks about Baylor this year. And also Iowa State at 83% also shows you what they think about home and away. There's usually a pretty good difference in these percentages for home games versus away games, which is really interesting. So that's what the FBI thinks about Texas for the upcoming season. What do all of you think about it? You think the FBI is pretty accurate here or way off the mark? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video, and stay tuned for more here on the SG1 Sports YouTube channel.